Have you played the remakes of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3? If you have, what do you think about those compared to the original games? So, Resident Evil 1 remake is kind of a... It is a remake and it's not. It's a very odd duck. Okay, 1 second, I gotta lock in here. There we go. Perfect. So, comparing Resident Evil 1 remake to 2 and 3 is kind of useless because Resident Evil 1 remake is more of a kind of what people dream of when they talk about getting a remaster to a game they love. It's not really the same thing. And one second. Oh, shit. So when you're comparing Resident Evil 1, it's what I would consider actually a remaster. It's taking everything good about Resident Evil 1 and just updating it for the modern day. It's essentially the same game, though. It's not really a changed experience. It's just Resident Evil running in the Resident Evil 0 engine, which is very similar to Resident Evil 4's engine, by the way. But then you have 2 and 3, and those are... They could not be farther from the original experience of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. What I think about those is a lot different than what I think about Resident Evil 1 remake. Again, because there's that familiarity with Resident Evil 1 remake. It's basically the same game, but Resident Evil 2 and 3, it's not just that the third person, it's not just that they've switched to a more action-oriented kind of combat style. It is the fact that they have fundamentally changed complete parts of the story. They've cut entire sections out of the game. And this is what I was getting to early in the stream when I was talking about Resident Evil 4. It is a new game that is wearing the skin of its muse. It's not actually super concerned with being apples to apples with its original game. I think they're great games. I think Resident Evil 2 and even Resident Evil 3, which was kind of the lesser loved of the trilogy of 2, 3, and 4 remake, they've all done excellent jobs at taking what we love about those games and bringing them into a modern lens. Now, with that said, nothing is ever perfect. Nothing will ever please everyone. And that is very much the case when it comes to Resident Evil 3 remake in particular. There's one thing in 3 remake that the fans and myself bring up, and that is there's a very extreme choice-making apparatus within Resident Evil 3 that simply has not been carried over to its modern counterpart. And that is a shame. It really is, because that is fundamentally what survival horror is all about, is hard choices. Do I use my ammo in this fight or do I run? Do I stand and fight? Do I heal myself or do I heal my ally? What is going to get me to the next phase of this game? What choice combination can I possibly make that is going to keep me and my party, depending on the game, alive? And that is something that I feel, to an extent, is missing from the remake trilogy of the Resident Evil franchise.